after you guys settle in your rooms in the Blue Water Inn, one by one, you drift off to sleep for the night. Mercy, make a. Well, actually, where's Thago right now?
Thago is hanging out on the bed with Lep, and Quotient is in the rafters over here.
All right. As you guys drift off to rest, and Jin, you're trancing. Lep, you hear a voice in the depths of your mind as you're sleeping.
Oh, which one is this?
Lepis, come to me. I wish to speak with you. It is your mother.
Oh. Hi, Mom.
Come and meet me down by the blue waters of the lake.
Okay. You could probably just talk in my dreams, but okay. Make a power move. That's all good.
You hear the voice of your mother, Baba Yaga, as you dream, Lepis. She appears in your vision as you slumber, and she beckons you to exit Valaki and meet her out in the woods down by the lake. What would you like to?
He'll go.
What would you like to do?
He will go. I will ask. He only needs 4 hours for his long rest, so has he gone?
You'll get a long rest either way.
Okay.
This
Are you cool with them? You're cool with them unattuning to the Blade of Betrayals and attuning to the Luck Blade, right?
Sure.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he'll go and he'll head down and outside.
Lep, when you try to leave, Thago stops you.
Thago, I gotta go. Oh, are you not gonna let me go?
He does nothing, but does what he can to prevent you from leaving.
Well, there's a window, right?
There are 2 windows.
There are 2 windows. Then Lep is just going to look to Thago and say, "It's fine. We're good. We're all jolly and all that."
A few moments later. Oh no.
And if Thago tries to counterspell him, he will counterspell him back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he is going to try and counterspell you. With a 3rd level slot.
Alright. So, DC 17?
Great intelligence. Nope.
Nope.
No, Thago tried. Thago's a good simulacrum.
You're a good simulacrum, Thago. Bye.
Bye.
Where are you going?
Well, let's D100.
Yeah. How well do you know Barovia?
He's just
Hey,
going to
child.
where he was told. And I mean, we saw it on the walk here, I'm assuming. That's
You could see the lake on your way into the town, yes.
okay. You mean me to roll a
So,
D100?
viewed once, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Viewed once is the same as description, so. Ooh.
1 through 43, 37. You appear down by the blue waters of the lake outside of town. Lake Zarovich, and a little bush nearby begins to rustle, and this sort of crooked, haggard crone stands up and shuffles towards you, and you recognize your mother. It's been some time since you've seen her. She stops just in front of you, and she reaches her hand up towards your face and places it on your cheek, and her fingertips are cold as ice. And she says, I'm sorry, Lepus. I've been a terrible mother.
As she puts her hand on his face, he'll like gently put his hand on hers and take it off. Doesn't step away, just gently takes it off.
She says, when you were born, I knew there was something different about you than my other children. I tried to shield you from the fate that most of my offspring befall, which is a life of darkness and dread.
And bad looks. Yes, yes. I know.
But I should have just let your light shine. I should have never tried to erase your memories and protect you from what's out there for you. You have blossomed into a strong and vibrant young man. I apologize for stealing away the young years of your life that you could have lived blossoming in the Feywild.
Well, thanks, Mom. And I gotta ask before we continue, because if I don't, the whole party's gonna be upset with me if I don't ask this. Are you Cass, and are you just like pretending to be my mom, or are you like actually my mom? Because we gotta set this straight. Because if you are Cass, like my guy, we're friends. We don't got it. And if you are my mom, and then you don't know who Cass is, so like, don't worry about it.
She says, no, son, I am not that vile man in disguise. You've made a dangerous friend, but like a knife, sometimes it is good to have something sharp to point at your enemies.
Sure, that's one way to think about it. He's just a nice guy. I mean, nobody else likes him, but like, he's nice. Anyways, why are you here? No offense. You don't really leave the Feywild that often, especially without your huts. Or is your hut here?
I guess you could call Barovia my summer home.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I've been meaning to come to you for some time, but you've been on so many adventures. I didn't want to interrupt your growth. have to say that you are my proudest of children.
Well, thank you.
And I'm sorry for any pain that I've caused you by my choices and actions.
All right.
If there's anything you wish to ask of me and it's in my power, I will do it for you.
I don't know. Do you want a cup of tea? I'm trying to think of what I can ask you. I'm not sure. There's not a lot I want to ask you. No offense.
She says,
Well, actually, you can give me like an update on what's been going on in the Feywild, because I don't know anything. I mean, I know there was an attack in like the Fey Court by some devils.
ever since the devils interrupted the proceedings, the Lords of the Fae have gone quiet. I don't know how they perceived the intrusion of devils in their lands, but it did infuriate Queen Titania.
Well, I'm sure it did. Has there been any declaration on war on their parts or no?
I'm sure if there was one, Avernus would know it.
Yeah, that's true.
She says, my divinations have shown me that there are dark days ahead for all of us.
That sounds about right with Vecna and all of his stuff going on.
Ever since you regained your memories, you've been trying to find yourself. But I can see that you're finally coming into your own.
Oh, well, thank you.
You will need all the inner strength you can gather for the days to come. But I'm glad to say that my son is fighting for the existence of all of us.
All right. I mean, I appreciate the kind words, but you gonna say anything else? I think we both know you're here because you want something.
This is one of the few times in my life, son, that I will ask of you nothing.
You see, you say that, but I don't believe that.
Well, I understand that. You have enough on your plate. You don't need your mother meddling in your affairs any longer. I just come to tell you that I'm glad to see you are flourishing in your freedom.
Well, thank you. I would also ask, Mom. I mean, if the Archfey have gone quiet, have you heard or know anything about what's going on with Phylaxis? I mean, has there been like a unicorn that's been looking for him? I told one a while back to go find him. I don't know if he did, but
Your companion is quite safe. I've made sure of
okay. See, I want to trust that, but also I don't know if I can trust that. You see, Mom, like you've done so much. Like you gotta help me out a little bit here, because that's cryptic, and I don't like that.
I know that it's hard to believe, but
Yes, it is.
the guilt that I feel for the things that I've put you through does affect me. And I only wish to see your brighter future. Maybe it's my old age, but I do have compassion for you, son.
Well, thank you. Whether or not you mean that, I do appreciate it. But if you are keeping Philaxis safe, where are you keeping him? Or better yet, could you give him a message from me?
I could, but to answer your first question, I harbor him in a dark corner of the Feywild.
There's a lot of dark corners of the Feywild.
Secret to most. A quiet place.
Okay. Did you mean for that to sound ominous or no?
You know it is my nature, Lepus.
I know. Like I've said, we gotta work on this.
I have
But
to,
no.
even though we are having this loving exchange, I have to keep up appearances, you know. And she sort of cackles.
Yes, I know. Well, okay, I have one question for you, and then... Oh, well, okay, let me ask this. How do you know Cass?
The events that happen, no matter where they are, ripple. And I have many ears, Lepus. Crow sitting on the branch of a tree. Mouse scurrying beneath your feet. These little creatures are all my eyes and ears. I saw him step through that red portal and save Lord Strahd. Just as I saw him bite your neck in the casinos of Avernus. Just as I saw you listen to his stories of his horse and lilac tea.
I would say that's like an invasion of privacy, but also I didn't know. And it's probably okay.
Ever since you made that infernal deal with your companion, I've stopped watching you.
Well, that was to keep Philaxis safe. Well, at the time, who I thought was Philaxis.
I understand, but it's a difficult thing to break an infernal bond. Not even your mother can help you with that.
I know, Mavithor's just so like uptight about it. It's sometimes I think is my friend Mavithor there, or is it like Lord of Avernus, or like I don't know what's going on. It's a lot.
Well, I know I don't look in the best shape, but I can tell you that power tends to corrupt even the purest of hearts.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mine was never so pure, but...
No, it wasn't.
power is something I still possess.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're like, how old? And you still look like that? Like, for your age, you look good. Which is weird. Because you still don't look that good. But, you know what I mean.
Well, I hope you and I can turn a new leaf. I'll no longer be speaking to you in cryptic messages and signs. If you
Oh,
need
thank you.
if you need your mother, she will be there for you.
Thanks. Well, if we're gonna really start on this reconciliation thing, then let me ask this of you. And he, like, a pen and a piece of paper appear in his hands, and he will scribble out a note. He'll put into a little letter and hold it out to her. If you can give this to Phylaxis, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, she takes
This
it. Go ahead.
okay. Oh, this probably will break my end of the deal of the contract. Which is not the best. But also, my soul will go to him when I die, and I haven't died yet, so I should be okay. And, I want him to know these things before anything bad happens.
She tucks the letter away in her wild robes and she says, well, if the Lord of Avernus wishes to condemn your soul to the lower planes for eternity, just know that your sister has quite the experience in all things demonic and devilish. Your friend Mavathor will make 2 great enemies that day.
Yes. Oh, it does remind me. You should probably reach out to Tasha. I don't know what happened with Celestial, but like you might wanna I know you're not that good at giving like motherly love, but you should like try. Like do what you did for me, just a lot less cryptic and a lot more open. Maybe let her know like, hey, can I come over? And like there's ways to make this work.
She says, well, much like you, your sister has always been rebellious. We have not talked in a very long time, but I will try.
Well, she doesn't have to respond. But if you do reach out, you can do that and you can hope.
She says, you said something about tea?
Yes. Oh, actually, and he pulls out a little vial and a teacup appears and he pours the contents of it into the vial and corks it. And then another teacup appears and he hands it to her.
Okay.
If you want some tea, you can have this. This one, the vial, you should get to Flax's. It's a new one I've been trying out.
Okay, she puts it with the letter.
If you want to try this one, you can. It's a new one I've been trying out. It has let me look through my notes and let me find it. It's I call it boba, and it has like some cinnamon, some little fey drugs. It has these little pearls. If you look at the bottom, and they're a mixture of like these dragon shards. They're very pretty. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, you might like it, you might not. Mercy says she did, but also I don't know. It's new. It's a innovative thing.
Is there anything that's gonna make you have to roll some stuff?
Unless if I mean, there's
Is there
dragons or perils in here, so unless if you
there's
would
no
want to,
there's no demonic or Tasha's cauldron?
no,
Okay.
nothing like that. It's just fantasy boba.
Yeah, she takes a little sip and she says, "You truly are gifted, son. It is quite delicious."
Oh, thank you. I tried.
She says, it is likely you're going to face Lord Strahd soon. Do not underestimate him. He is,
I don't. He's a powerful foe.
well, I'm sorry to interrupt your slumber. I just was alerted that you were here, and I thought I would come and say hello.
Well, this was a meeting, so that's good. But yeah, if you could give Philaxis that letter and that vial, I would appreciate it. I hope you have a good rest of your night, day. I don't know. I can't see a lot of stuff past the mist in here.
She says, take care of yourself, son. I hope it's not our last meeting. And she turns towards Lake Zarovich and she does a little swan dive towards the waters. And just before she hits, she turns into a little minnow fish. And there's like a tiny little bloop in the water. And she disappears beneath its surface.
Show off. And his wings come out as he flies back.
Okay. You fly back into the window of your room. Jin and Vega are sure I'm still waiting for your return.
Hi, Thego. Hi, Jin.
Explain. Where did you go?
Oh, I went to have a chat with a person, and it went well, I think.
You hear a knock on the door.
Explain.
It was a good chat. Oh, did I tell you that me and Lilith pulled cards from the deck, and they were both good?
Oh, you foolish child. Why did you leave without telling? We are deep in the enemy's domain, Lepis.
I told Thego.
And yes, I see that Thego expended magic to stop you, which he was ordered to do.
Well, yeah, but like I had to go. I can't just leave them hanging. That's rude.
Why did you have to go? Who did you meet?
Oh, who would you be least mad about that I would have met?
I mean, I don't necessarily know why he would be mad if you said you met your mother, but
Well, I mean, he'd be mad because he told Lepis, don't trust any like sending magic while we're in Strahd's domain. And then the first thing he does is go out.
You did also tell him to be himself, so there's
I
conflicting
did.
messages going on.
I mean, Finn, you did tell me to be myself. You did tell me to be myself.
I specifically told you to be yourself while we were at the castle.
Well, I don't remember at the castle. I think you left that.
What
I
did
think you
need,
just said be
Leppa?
myself.
I mean,
But
I
if you
can't.
must
I think
know,
it's all the same, Lep. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head that would shield you from anger.
If you must know, Jin, it was my mom.
The door opens and Avatar walks in and he's like, well.
Hi, man.
I honestly didn't expect that to be the part of the contract that you broke. I thought you tried to break out of it first and ultimately fail, but
But
well,
there's no fun in that.
here we are. You broke your contract.
Yeah. So my
reached
soul
out
goes
to-
to you when I die, right?
Oh, you stupid child.
I'm not stupid. I'm just being emotional. There's a difference.
You had days left, and you would have been free.
You don't know that. Navilo could have. I don't know.
We talked about this. I specifically told Jin that if he teaches you to be responsible and you know how to at least control your magic in a meaningful way, that I'd end the contract. But I'm held by my duty to fulfill this contract. So you're free, I guess.
Great.
It's probably not the freedom that you wanted, but
It's okay. It could be worse.
could it?
Yeah, it really could.
It kind of clears this, and he's like, I hope you do realize what you signed up for. You're going to spend the rest of eternity fighting demons.
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
But it also means that I'll be there with you for eternity.
I guess there are some things worth
More than you bargained for, Mamathor.
That too is a provision of the contract.
Oh well.
Well,
Do you want to promote a new second in command over the lands of Avernus right now, or?
This is something kind of skipped over, but I was gonna say that at some point he had, instead of selecting one second in command, he selected a council of 3 pit fiends to rule over Avernus.
Okay, we can resolve that a little bit the next time we're in there.
Yeah, because he figured having one person in command is maybe not a good idea. So 3 is a lot more well-rounded.
It was a good idea at the time.
Your consequences are now out of my hands. I've done all I can, and you have squandered what little help I could have given you.
And Mamathor gently pats Jonas. Always like, you tried.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I did what I had to do. Oh, hi, Mercy. Are you also awake?
From the other room down the hall.
I'm done. I'm going back to sleep. Or the
Happy
elven equivalent thereof. Your actions are on your own head. I did what I could, and
I appreciate it.
And this is what you've done with it.
So
I'm going to go. I'm going to go back. I'm going to recast Mind Blink on myself, and then trance again to get the slot back.
He just kind of rubs his temple and is like, well, certainly not the direction I thought this was going to go, but Avernus is waiting for you. It's lovely this time of year. As he steps out and goes back to bed.
I made the right choice.
Well,
I hope.
After that encounter, Mercy, why don't you make a either a Constitution saving throw or a Perception check? The choice is yours.
Mind blank doesn't help with that, does it?
This is just for whether or not you wake up right now.
Okay.
Ooh. 25, 26, 27, 28.
Yay for being a wisdom caster.
All right. Well, you matched the stealth roll of this person entering your room currently. So you hear the door to your room creaking open. And you see a figure in a shining silver breastplate standing there in the doorway. She has a crimson cloak billowing down off her shoulders, and the hood is pulled up around her neck. All you can see sort of shadowed behind her hood is some dark skin of her chin and cheeks. As she sees you kind of turn in your chair, she pulls her hood down and she says, I'm sorry to wake you. I came to visit Lilith.
He has about 6 seconds before Jin busts into the room. As Quotient saw the door open, and nobody open it.
She rolled a 28 on stealth to get into the inn, so Quotient would have to make a 28 perception check to spot her.
To see the door to Mercy's room opening?
Oh, I thought Quotient was on the outside watching outside.
No. He's sitting in the rafters right here.
Ah, okay. Then yeah, he'd
burning this door.
He'd have spotted her either way.
Mercy will attack and try to subdue. She doesn't know who this is.
Okay, roll initiative.
Oh no.
At this point, Lilith, why don't you go ahead and make a perception check or con save for me as well.
All right, I have better
on my side.
con. It's a 22.
Yeah, that's enough now that Mercy's stirred and Arena's speaking, that you wake up, you turn your head from the bed, and you see Irina standing in the door. Mercy's on her feet and is getting ready to draw her swords.
She immediately opens hers and goes, whoa, 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 whoa. She's a friend.
Irina holds up her hands and she says, "Truly, I mean no harm. I just came to see if Lilith is okay."
And
is she not going to fight?
Lilith kind of like puts her hand down and then gives Irina a hug.
No, you do not. If she's not going to fight, Mercy's going to pin her to the wall with a blade at her throat.
She doesn't resist you.
Lilith
Lilith is gonna try and prevent that from happening.
Lilith, we don't know she is who she says. Back up.
Irina, kind of face to face.
Athletics.
Irina, sort of in a low voice, she says, "Good. These are just the kind of companions I'd hoped you'd find out there."
She gives a smile, but she's also like trying to like hold back Mercy.
That's
I think it's
not
at this point
blasphemy.
that a shifting a set of shifting shadows appears, revealing Jin with a umbra pointed at the ground. Now, what's going on
Okay,
here?
you put that away. You put that away. She's a friend.
We don't know that.
Irina seems to be remaining very calm.
I go ahead and cast Detect Thoughts. And then I will tell her, resist the spell and we will have problems.
Yeah. Her surface level thoughts initially are that she's genuinely happy to see that in her short time out of Barovia, her friend and student has found companions so fervently willing to protect her. Her deeper level thoughts is that she seems to know what's been going on in Barovia, and she feels a deep sense of dread for Lilith's safety and what is to take place in the next 24 hours.
Jin will ask, give a brief summary of everything you've seen in the last 72 hours.
She says, well, Strahd has been hunting me relentlessly ever since Lilith has left Barovia. I have been moving from place to place, keeping just out of his grasp. I have not been able to convince any Vistani to help me leave the mists. And so I hide and I flee. I have taken great risk to come here and check on my friend. The last 72 hours I traveled from Kresk down to the wineries and made my way across forest and hill straight for Vallaki.
Is all that reading true?
Yeah, you can make an insight check, but yes. I guess you're
Detect
detecting thoughts, so it's,
Yeah.
It's all true. You see,
I'll give a nod to...
she's recounting it as you see her moving through the forest and the mountainside. She's like shooting every bat that flies in her vicinity with a little hand crossbow, and sort of like backtracking her steps and making sure that she's hard to follow. And
I'll give a nod to Mercy before asking one final question. What have you seen in the last year that would explain a significant deviation in Strahd's usual behavior?
she says, Strahd came to be Lord of Barovia through a deal that he made with the Dark Powers very long ago. But along with that deal, they cursed him to be forever entrapped in his own hatred and rage. And for so many hundreds of years, he has been abandoned by the Dark Powers and left this way. Cursed to relive his pain over and over again, a pain he caused to himself. But the Dark Powers have returned to Strahd, and they have forged new lines of his deal. No longer is he burdened by the curse that once held him here. They have given him a new purpose. Although I cannot tell you what that purpose is. He no longer lusts for me or any who are reborn with the spirit of his lost lover so long ago. His lust...
But he does hunt you.
I am one of the few allies that his daughter has here. One of the few things that could possibly stand in his way of fulfilling whatever new lust he has. Now he doesn't want me for his desires. He wants me to no longer be. But that is all I know. I have
Alright.
no knowledge of the new deal that Strahd has made with the Dark Powers themselves.
Confirmed by detective thoughts to be true.
Yep.
Okay. I'll another nod to Mercy, and then I will put my weapon away.
Mercy will let her go, but then after a moment she grabs Lilith's wrist and drags her out of the room. Jin, keep an eye on this woman. I need a moment. And she'll just shut the door behind them.
It's like trying to tug her wrist away.
When they have
Mercy-
left the room... Sorry, go ahead. When they have left the room, Jin will turn to Irina and say, you need not worry for Lilith's safety, at least for the moment. She's well protected.
You say that to Irina?
Yes.
Yeah, Irina says...
In a much warmer tone than you've been using for the last few seconds.
Yeah, you know, you've seen all of Lilith's memories and the relationship that she has with Irina, and you know that they're very close. Irina says, I understand your suspicions. This place will do that to anyone. And I'm proud to see that Lilith has found those that care for her the way that I do. And she sort of gives you like a slight formal bow. She says, however, I would like some time alone with her, if you would allow it.
That will likely not happen, given that we are in Barovia and the capabilities of some of our enemies. It is entirely possible for you to know everything that you know and still be an imposter. So you are welcome to speak with Lilith while we were here, but it will not be alone.
She says, very well, I understand. And she sits on the bed next to you, Lilith, and she grabs your hand and she says, How are you doing, Princess?
Oh, they left the room.
Oh,
Like,
they
you
left.
would
Oh,
just
they
call
left
them
the
back
room.
in.
Oh, Mercy took Lilith with her.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. It's just you and Irina. Okay, Irina says, uh, it is very dark tidings to see these other dread lords in this place. She's speaking to you, Jin. She says,
Yep.
as I've been running and hiding, I have discovered perhaps the dark secrets Strahd has kept all these years of Lilith's life in the vaults. Argenvostholt. And I believe I can help her shed her bonds that Strahd has. Here in this place, he bears full control over her spirit, her mind, her heart, and her soul. I simply wish to free her from this burden. But first I must test her to see if she has the strength within to do so.
Would not surprise you to learn that she likely does. And all with quotients. A quotient will fly down from the perch on the raptors and land on Mercy's shoulder. Tap her twice, and then direct her back to the room.
No, she's not going back. She needs a minute with Lilith.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Once they're a little ways away, she's just going to spin around, and it looks like she's going to slap her. But instead, she grabs her and slams her against the wall. You have probably never seen her this angry. And if it wasn't for needing to keep this from other ears, she might even be yelling. But she's going to get in Lilith's face and just, are you fucking stupid or just naive?
Lilith
You know-
bares her fangs.
Yeah, Mercy's going to bear him right back. We just talked about needing to check everyone. Yet the first familiar face you see, you want to go running to them.
I know those eyes anywhere. Nobody could replicate them. Not even Cass.
You don't know that. You don't know anything that has happened here in the last few months, and your father is different than you remember.
Lilith kind of just looks away. Kind of tries to pull out of Mercy's grasp.
Oh, Mercy's not going to let you if she can help it, and she's going to give you a little shake. Do you have no self-preservation instinct? We are here to try and save you, to help you, to fight your father. I swore to you that I would. I swore to you that I would help you, but none of that means anything if you are going to throw yourself on the blade.
She just stays silent. She doesn't say anything.
You have gotten so much better. And everything, none of it mattered. In that moment, you were the same person that you were when you left Barovia. I don't want to see you go back to that, Lilith. You are better than that.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. And she's going to try to reach up and snatch your crown.
Ryan, would
Yeah?
she try and smack her hand away? Or would she allow...
I think that would be your
with the
impulse.
crown?
I think that would be your impulse and instinct. Yes.
Alright, yeah, she'll kind of whop her hand away.
Yeah. I mean, I guess make contested strength checks. All right, Mercy, you snatch the crown off Lilith's head.
Yeah, she's going to snatch it off and just step back and kind of shake it at Lilith. This is not who you are. This is who your father wants you to be, not who you are.
Kinda
You worked
reaches up
hard
to grab
break
it.
free of those chains. Nope, she's going to hold it up out of your reach. You wanted to break those chains, so why do you want so desperately to wear them?
I don't know, I have to.
You have to, or you're too scared not to?
Just gonna keep trying and reach for it.
How difficult would it be for Mercy to throw it down and stomp on it and smash it?
You can try.
Okay. What do you need me to do?
Lilith's dark crown is expertly crafted. It is intricate and fine. And now that you have it in your hand, you feel like it would be easy to just snap this thing. But when you throw it down and you stomp on it, it is tensile and strong. The crown does not budge or bend. And it actually, some of the sharp rivets that form the edge of the crown pierce into your boots or shoes or whatever you're currently wearing.
Our next thing then is to just try and destroy it with either her gun or the sun sword.
Which one?
Before she can do that, Lilith's just gonna try and grab it off the floor.
Okay, make contested sleight of hand checks. All right, you snatch it in a quick dancer speed.
I have an inspiration because I use that to make her reroll.
You can use it to reroll yourself.
I don't think I'm gonna beat the crit.
I mean, all you need to get is an 18, right? Even if the crit matches.
Well, you nat 20'd, so she's got to also nat 20, and then I guess it's just a reroll. Or you're both holding on to it.
She just wants to keep it away from Lilith, so I mean, she'd kick her hand or something if she had to.
Yeah, well, it's back in Lilith's hands.
Lilith's just gonna run.
She'll yell for the rest of the party.
We can get into initiative if you'd like for a chase here.
Does this wake
Is
up?
Arena gonna help us too? Because she might have a better chance.
Well, Arena's in the room with Jin, and you guys are out in the hall, so...
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mercy just yelled for Jin and everyone else. Jin, Mavathor, Lepus.
Okay. How loud did you start to get when you were having this interaction? Would they be able to have eventually heard you through the door? Or...
I don't think it was that loud to start, but by the end it probably was.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 23.
When you call and Irina steps out into the hall, and Lilith, you're ready to take off. Irina says, Lilith, your friend's heart is in the right place, but and she looks at you, Mercy. You won't be able to break the bonds of her chains this way, but I think I can help her if you let us have some time alone. I wish her no harm, but like you, only seek to free her from the power that Strahd holds over her.
You can trust her, Mercy.
Can I insight her?
You can. She says, if you like, you can even all come outside of the walls and watch as I attempt to test Lilith to see if she holds the inner strength to free herself from the grasp of her father.
If you're taking her outside, then yes, I think we should go as well. In case someone else tries to attack her, and she's just gonna glare at Lilith.
Sure.
Thor kind of stumbles out of his room. It's just like, I'm trying to sleep, but that seems like a really bad way to piss off Strahd.
Oh, fuck off, Avernus.
Lilith looks over to you. I'm sorry that we woke you up. I'm sorry. Go back to sleep.
What are we doing?
Go back to sleep.
Lilith wants to trust someone else over us again, and we need to...
She takes a
stop
few steps.
like this.
She takes a few steps forward, Mercy, and she reaches out her hand to you.
She's not gonna let her touch her, but she'll stand there and let her speak.
She says, your passion for protecting Lilith, I admire and appreciate greatly. Come with us, and together we will help Lilith free herself from the bonds of her father.
I swore to her that I would help her with that, not long after we met, and despite herself, I will continue to do so.
Then she says, then come with us and witness Lilith become her true self.
I sincerely hope so. And she's going to look right at Lilith. I won't stand by and watch someone I care about, my family, throw their lives away again.
She nods. And she reaches her hand out to you, Lilith. Are you ready?
She grabs her hand.
And Jin grabs Mercy's hand because she's not going anywhere without him.
All right.
Mercy's not going to let him take her hand, but she's not going to stop him. She already said that she thinks all of them should go. Right now, she's just angry. She doesn't want anyone to touch her.
Yeah. Irina's not going to stop any of you from coming. She just wants some distance. So you guys can watch from 60 feet away.
If we have to be 60 feet away, Mercy's just going to have her gun out.
That's okay.
So they go on the rooftop with a sniper rifle.
Irina leads you and whoever's Lilith and whoever else is coming out of the gates of Valaki down by Lake Zarovich, and as soon as you guys are down there, she stops about 60 feet from the bank of the lake, and she stops and turns to you all. And she doesn't say anything, but she more just signals that she wishes you to wait here.
Will we still have them in eyesight?
Yeah, for sure. She then continues down to the bank of the river where many times before you and Irina have trained Lilith, and she begins to she unclasps her cloak and drops it down, and it kind of falls next to the bank of the river, and she unstraps her breastplate and sets it beside it, and she begins to start to go into one of the many forms that you guys have practiced in your days in training, the dance of flowing water. And she begins to perform this exercise. It's one of the more difficult ones that you guys do. And she doesn't say anything. She just begins the motions of the form.
Lilith will join in.
Do you want to sort of describe it all, what this form looks like, or we can just kind of...
Yeah, it's kind of just like flowing with the water.
It's water bending.
It's exactly what it is. It's water bending.
The rest of you from off where you're watching, you see the two of them quickly fall into this flowing movements as they sort of perform this exercise along the bank of the river, and they kind of flow into a perfect unison as they move. Lilith, there's sort of a piece that flows into you, sort of pushing away some of the dread that's been resting inside of you since you've returned to Barovia, and all of the pain and thoughts kind of are pushed to the back of your mind as you and Irina flow into this comfort of the motion. And why don't you make a religion check with advantage for me?
Okay. An 18.
Ooh, needed.
Irina says, as you guys are flowing, she begins to just speak along with the motions, and she says, "For your whole life, Lilith, your father, much like your father, you have been cursed to live in his vile shadow, to adhere to his every whim and will. But the spirit that lives inside of you is not the spirit of your father. And you are meant for so much more than living in pain in the walls of these mists." And she changes the form into the dance of flowing light, and your guys' movements become less flowing but more precise, and The difficulty of the exercise sort of increases, and she says, despite all of that, you've always shown kindness to those that needed it. You've offered help to those that would stand against your father against all odds. That is proof alone that you don't need to follow in his shadow. Make another religion check with advantage for me.
Okay. Double 15s.
She says, it is time to free yourself from this curse. It is time to reject your father. It is time to let your true light shine through. As you flow into the peace of these fighting forms that you and Irina have done time and time again, all the emotion from the life that you've lived in Barovia begins to sort of well inside you, brimming to the surface, begging for release. There's something beneath all of that darkness that's trying to push it out. Why don't you make one more religion check for me?
With advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe tell me what you're feeling or thinking as Irina is, her words are flowing with the forms as she's speaking to you.
Lilith is probably literally like sobbing right now. And she's just probably having all those memories of what Irina is saying of her, like being kind and helping others who are like trying to go against her father. And I just think it's very overwhelming, but at the same time, it's very healing to her too.
A soft, radiant glow you guys see begins to sort of emanate out from Lilith on the banks of the river. There's a gentle reflection of it on the still waters as the two of them are going through these motions. The light spilling off Lilith kind of reflects off the surface, and you can see the form of the light sort of mimicking her movements. And Lilith, the crown atop your head begins to break away piece by piece. Little parts of the crown begin to fall away at your feet, and you feel all of that darkness sort of spill out of you as you're performing the dance of flowing light. And despite all of the things that you've been through here in Barovia, what Irina says has been true, that you've always found a way to be kind and help those trapped here in Barovia with you. You've always found a way to give them aid, whether it was mourning Kanan when he lost his mind, or your last companions that met their fate to Baron Strahd. All the people along the way whose lives you've touched. You have always been a watcher here. But much like how you were born, and much like the curse bestowed upon you through your father, those are all things that were beset upon you, and not things that you were able to choose for yourself. And in this moment, as you and Irina are flowing through, you feel all of that darkness pushed out by the light. And with it, the dread, the sorrow, the pain, and the control that your father's held over you for so long. And the light, the radiant light kind of spilling out of you grows brighter and brighter. And you think of all the memories that you've made in the short time you've been with these new compassionate companions who are driven and willful, and that final inspiration from these people that you've met along the way flows through you, and you unlock your subclass that you sent me. And
All right, cool.
your father, Strahd, no longer has control over you in these lands.
Woo!
When the flowing movements come to an end, Arena kind of stops, and she's sort of drenched in sweat, and you are as well. And you look down, and you can see the broken pieces of your crown around your feet.
I think upon seeing those shards, she just kind of stares at it, and then she like kicks it.
Irina puts her hand on your shoulder and turns you toward her, and she says, the light's always been inside of you, Lilith. You just needed a chance to find it. And she
you.
pulls you in for a big hug. And she whispers in your ear, I know that you will free us all from this curse.
She kind of nods and pulls away, and she goes, I will.
She picks up her breastplate, and she straps it back on, and she folds her cloak under her arm, and the two of you walk back to the others. And Irina dips her head to those of you who had been standing as witness, and she says, it is your passion and courage and will to protect the princess that freed her from this curse. Thank you for being her friend. Thank you for showing her that there is more than darkness in this world.
And it is your actions that have revealed your location to the entirety of this plane, so you should probably get going soon.
She
I mean,
says-
yeah, but like that was beautiful.
She says, that is probably true. But Strahd will still try to carry out his plans either way. He's close now to getting what he wants.
What does he want?
Freedom.
So he wants me to take his place.
Perhaps. That I can't say. But the dark powers have changed his will. And I'm sure you'll find out sooner than you like what that will is going to be. Be careful, all of you. And she makes her way back down towards the river and starts to walk along its banks towards the forest beyond. When she's a a little distance away, still close enough to hear, she turns and says, I hope to see you again soon, Lilith. In a new light for all of us. And then she turns and walks back towards the forest.
See, I told you she wasn't bad.
Mercy's just gonna stare at her.
Well, I'm tired. Does any one of us want to go back to bed?
I do.
Okay,
I think
that's
Mav
good.
does
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, Maverick, you need to get some sleep. You look unwell.
You guys get
Yeah.
the long rest in, and the next day comes. The Mardukov children's footsteps and laughter wakes you up the following day. And Erwin and his wife have a hearty meal prepared for everyone. Nobody was actually gonna try and do any business in Vallaki, right?
I don't think so.
Well, I hear
No.
they've got a
Um,
thriving wine industry here.
They do, yes. and
I was.
and that there is plenty of wine available at the Blue Water Inn.
I had no business from in here.
I
Just a mission and
was
only
going to
the
ask
mission.
though if Lep could do something
Sure.
during the long rest. If he could do a subtle spell sending to a certain someone.
Sure.
Great.
You don't learn.
He
I'm
never
sorry.
learns.
He
Sorry,
has
man.
learned. He has. He just. I'm sorry. He would do this. He would.
Neither
But-
Fae learns.
But no, he subtle spell. So it's just no verbal somatic components. He casts sending, and aims it. Why am I blanking? And he aims it towards Cass, and he says, "Hi, you're probably going to be at the ball. Find me so we can talk. Don't do anything stupid. And don't flirt with Lilith.
At least you put that in there.
Lepus. Sign Lepus."
Not enough room for sign.
Oh, just Lepus.
Not too long after you get a reply. Ball, I haven't been invited to any parties. Oh, where are you? Where are you, my friend Lepus? I will come and meet you if you like.
He sends another sending. Sure. Okay.
No.
I'm not going to tell you because you already know. Have fun, dress nicely. See you there. That's it.
You get another response. He says, "No, really. I have no parties on my agenda. Eh, but I could use a break. I've been in some pretty stressful situations lately, I'm sure you know. And that's probably too many words, so...
He does
it's
another
20.
sending.
It's 25 for sending, right?
Yes, you, yeah.
Mhm.
He'll cast another sending. Cass, you posed as Mordenkainen, and you tried to cast a wish spell. Yeah, you're stressed out. You need to relax. But if I tell you about the ball, then the others are gonna get upset with me.
Nope.
because you're already gonna be there, and me telling you it's just
You're over.
good. Oh, he's just gonna cast sending. This is just him. If I go over, he's not saying another sending
Oh
because
my God.
I'm sorry.
Cass responds and he says, Lepis, my friend, have I lied to you yet? If I knew of a ball, I would tell you. I have not been invited to any parties.
He sends back Mavithor and Jin and Mercy and Lilith. And everybody's gonna hate me for doing this. It's okay, my soul's already condemned to Avernus. We're in Barovia.
You.
Is he still using careful
Subtle-
spell or whatever?
Subtle spell, yeah.
Subtle spell.
You better be burning those
Yeah.
sorcery
I
points.
am making certain of it.
Barovia, you say? I have just
Help
the
me.
outfit. I will see you
Help
there.
me, help you.
Yeah. Out of curiosity's sake, what's the occasion?
Cass, I
Oh.
think I've already said enough. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess it's a surprise party then. See you soon, my fey friend.
Yeah, and please, 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 please don't flirt with Lilith. She's really stressed out. Like, I know you like flirting with people, but like, don't. Just please don't. You can flirt with me. I mean, I won't reciprocate if you can. You can find some women or man to flirt with.
Well, here's how you know that I'll never lie to you, Lip. I can make no promises.
Incredible.
The day sort of passes with a bit of tension in the air. Although Lilith, you've been freed from your bonds. None of you are truly sure what's going to happen this evening. Eventually, evening comes, and the gates of Vallaki open. And from inside Blue Water Inn, you can hear the churning of wooden wheels upon the cobbled streets. And when you make your way out, there are two dark carriages pulled by no horse that stop in front of the Blue Water Inn, and all four doors on each one open for you to get inside. And that is where we will end the session this week.
Oh, the cliffhangers. Good session.
Yeah, there was a nice little tension in that session for some reason. I don't know.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah.
Well, I threw
Xander,
this.
my guy. I just got one thing to say to you.
Yeah,
You're killing me, Small.
I know. You still want to get some lottery tickets?
Well,
Yes, please.
I threw Irina and Baba Yaga kind of in there at the last minute. I all this stuff is like off the books at this point, so it's just, adventuring. But
Yeah.
No, it's great.
No, I love it. I feel bad. Like I the player don't want to do it, but I'm also like,
What would
I
Lep
don't-
do?
Lep would totally do this. Lep would totally break his contract, and I'm like, oh god.
well,
You
you guys,
you played Lepus perfectly.
you guys have had
Yep.
some pretty back-to-back combat heavy sessions, so it was nice to have an all full RP session. I'm glad Roll20 fucking started working because I was
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was anticipating.
I
this
see you
week.
kind of bummed out.
I thought we'd get to.
Oh,
I
it
thought
would've
we'd
been
get
so
to the
bad.
castle quicker, but I'm glad it went the way it did. Either way.
Yeah.
All right, adventurers. Well, that was a lot of fun, and I'm gonna be on holiday schedule essentially until January, I guess. So my typical Wednesday is going to be like I'm doing a Thursday. So game time may vary, but we'll still play. So it'll be between 5 and 6:30. I just can't make any guarantees like I can usually on Wednesdays, but just giving you a heads up.
Yeah, all
I
right.
got it.
All right, guys. Well, that was great. Appreciate you all as always, and I'll catch you all next Wednesday for a bloodbath.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys.
One important question.
Yeah, sure.
Who is going in the carriage with Lilith?
Oh, it's definitely Mavathor, because she told Mavathor to stay with her. Who's a cast.
May, if you're still here, Krayley, it was great to have you present. Maybe I'll hit you up in the DMs sometime in the next week, and I'll catch you guys next Wednesday.